Throughout history, societies created punishments to deter crime. But what happens when the punishment is more terrifying than the crime? Today, we are counting down the 5 most brutal, most insane, and most shocking punishments ever devised. Not just about ending a life, but destroying it in the most painful, humiliating way possible. We will explore the darkest corners of history, where justice twisted into something monstrous. This is not just a list. It is a warning from the past. You will not believe what people were capable of. Buckle up. This will be a wild ride into the history of pain. Viewer discretion advised. These methods are so extreme, so unbelievably cruel, they make horror movies look like cartoons. We scoured records and research to bring accurate, stomach-turning details. This is the content that gets demonetized. If you're easily shocked, this is your last chance to click away. For everyone else, we dive into the abyss right now. Imagine the sound of a heavy iron bar meeting bone, again and again. This was the reality of the breaking wheel, used for centuries, especially in France and the Holy Roman Empire. Reserved for the so-called worst, murderers, traitors, rebels. The point was not just death, it was to unmake a person. Methodical, public, precise, limbs stretched and pinned along the spokes. The goal: break every major bone, femurs, tibius, ulnus. Each strike shattered, but avoided a quick death. The crowd heard every crack and every scream. It lasted hours, sometimes days. Courts often specified the number of blows. Some received a few, others dozens. Executioners were trained to maximize pain, not mercy. A total assault on body and spirit. Shattered limbs threaded through the spokes, then hoisted high and left to the elements. Birds, sun, dehydration, unending pain. Rarely, a mercy stroke ended it, a final blow to chest or neck. But most received no mercy, only spectacle. Abolished in the Enlightenment, the wheel remains a warning of law-turned-cruelty. Lynching, the lingering death. Infamously, death by 1,000 cuts. Reserved for the most heinous crimes, treason, patricide. Executed publicly, a spectacle of state power. An incredibly sharp blade made shallow, deliberate cuts. Flesh sliced from chest, thighs, and arms, prolonging agony. The number 1,000 was symbolic. The wounds were countless. Sometimes opium was given. Not for mercy, but to keep victims conscious. Mutilation carried spiritual consequences, the body unfit for ancestral honor. Documentation is scarce, often sensational, but chilling. In 1905, Fu Chu Li's execution was photographed and spread worldwide. The images forged a lasting, fearful legend in the West. Lynching functioned as psychological warfare, terror as policy, a hierarchical legal logic, punishment mirroring the crime's perceived enormity. Today, it survives as a stark reminder of cruelty codified, a slow, meticulous masterpiece of agony, etched into history. Next, imagine a single sharpened stake driven through a human body. Not quick, a public terror designed to linger, used across ages, Assyria, Persia, medieval Europe, reserved for treason, rebellion, defying rulers. Dozens, even hundreds, along roads as a living warning. The process was methodical, engineered to prolong life. Victims were placed, the stake raised, and gravity did the rest. Death arrived by dehydration, organ failure, septic shock, over days. Vlad III turned it into industry. Wallachhia's forest of stakes. Legends speak of tens of thousands. Armies turned back in horror. Punished enemies and his own. Fear was the true weapon. One method. Through the perineum, exiting shoulder, neck, or mouth, missing vitals. Another. Fast torso impalement for battlefield mass killings. Victims remained conscious, exposed to elements and jeers. It separated killing from death, turning a person into a living monument, a chilling reminder of power without mercy. Imagine being left to die for days, exposed and helpless. A public warning to every passerby. Perfected by Rome, preceded by Persia, scaled by Alexander. Reserved for the lowest. Slaves, Pirates, enemies of the state. Executed near gates and roads. Fear as policy. The march itself punished, a parade of misery. Nails through wrists, between the bones, locked the body to wood. Feet fixed, sometimes stacked under a single spike. Bent knees slowed death. Hanging stretched chest so you could not exhale. To breathe, you pushed up, trading suffocation for searing pain. Repeat, for hours or days, until exhaustion and asphyxiation. Humiliation mattered. Naked, scorched by sun, tormented by insects. After Spartacus, 6,000 crucified along the Appian Way. In 70 AD, so many were crucified the soldiers ran out of wood. The cross, from empire's terror to a global symbol of sacrifice. A slow, public, humiliating death, engineered to control millions. Scaphism, the boats, a floating coffin of horror, completely bound, unable to move or swat, force-fed milk and honey until violently ill, smeared with honey to lure insects, set adrift in stagnant water, under a brutal sun. Swarms descended, biting, stinging, crawling. Inside, filth pooled, warm, foul, infectious. Executioners returned daily with more milk and honey. They kept the victim alive, and the nightmare ongoing. Flies laid eggs, infections spread, rot set in, conscious through dehydration, fever, and septic shock. Plutarch wrote of a victim lasting 17 days. Humiliation was public, a spectacle on the water. Nature weaponized. Insects, bacteria, decay became executioners. Scaphism stands as a testament to the depths of human cruelty. So there you have it. From crucifixion's slow agony to scaphism's living nightmare. These were messages. Horrifying spectacles of power. Engineered for pain, humiliation, and terror. They were meant to be remembered. And they were. It is insane that humans invented these and used them. The wheel shattered bodies. Lynching stretched time itself. Crucifixion controlled empires through fear. Scaphism turned nature into an accomplice. From modern comfort, it shocks. But it happened to real people. This is what happens when we decide some are less than human. Confronting this past helps prevent its return. Thank you for watching. This was heavy, but necessary. Tell me which shocked you most, and hit subscribe for more. See you in the next video.